All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:50 in the morning of September the 27th, 2021, and this is my trading strategy session. So, the leading gapper this morning when I got into the office was PHCF. Now, that's changed since I've started doing my strategy session here. I don't really have any confidence in this stock at all whatsoever. It's a Chinese wealth investment management company. I can't find any news on why it's popping up. And I don't know. I know that China is trying to mix some capitalism in with its communist rule, but communist wealth management, I don't know. Not really interested. I mean, it's on watch, so if it starts to behave with momentum, then okay. But otherwise, I'd really rather go for country that's a democracy for their wealth management rather than a communist wealth management company. It's such an oxymoron to me. Okay, next up is PALT for PALT. So there apparently was some rather significant insider buying on Friday on this stock. I can't find the insider form. It's not, and I don't really have time to go digging for it. I don't know how much stock this guy bought. The headline is that the CEO bought a bunch of stock on Friday, and it's considered an inside. He's considered an insider, so he has to announce it and register the purchase and so forth. So it's public knowledge. I can't seem to find it. It's probably on their website too. But I looked at Yahoo. I looked at Street Smart Edge, and I can't seem to find the. And I don't even know what form it is. I've forgotten. But yeah, it's on watch. I'm not that excited about it. It was the second leading gapper this morning when I started doing the strategy session. Okay, so now next up is RCAT, Red Cat Holdings. Now, Red Cat Holdings just got a NASA contract, 5-year NASA contract to support drone software and what's the other? It was drone software and some other mechanical parts. Drones and ground vehicle type stuff. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal for a small cap. And what I find interesting about this one, these numbers aren't okay. Well, so TradingView has quarterly revenues for the last 4 quarters at 427,000, 2.15 million, 1.88 million, and 1.4 million, with showing losses along each way. I'll have to check the company's SEC filings to see exactly what that is, because Yahoo has them as profitable, actually showing positive earnings per share. And anytime you get a small cap that can consistently bring down revenue and show positive earnings per share, it's worth a close look to see if it's going to be a growth story and worth investing in. This morning it's just a trade. I'm only looking at it for a trade right now. And so it'll be a momentum trade. And for example, let's see what the pre-market high is here. Pre-market high is $3.82. And so if this thing, of course, pre-market, if it can break $3.82, then, it'll be worth a pre-market trade. We'll see what happens. I'm going to pull it up on my level 2 here real quick. Okay, next up is a stock I've been watching for a little bit. I don't remember how SSL popped up to get onto my radar. SSL is a South African company. They have something to do with crude or a petroleum refinement type stuff. And right now, if you're not aware already, energy is catching a bid. And so anything that's related to energy is usually going to catch a bid too. There's a technical support line here. So here's this sort of high before it took a big tumble, and this is just a support resistance. This is a downsloping resistance line, really, is what it is. And I don't really like these. I'll trade this, but I don't really like these setups very much. So I have an alarm on it in case it crosses this resistance line again. And I'll take a look at it when it's trading and see what kind of volume it's doing and what direction it's going in and so on. So it's up. MRIN is one that, I traded on Friday. It had a really nice run here from $8.16 to as high as $11.42. Yeah, $11.42. I really didn't expect MRIN to put in a move like this on Friday, and so when I was trading it, I didn't trade it as aggressively as obviously as I should have. But I really wasn't expecting MRIN to make this kind of a move on Friday. I was simply looking. I was looking for a quick trade, and also a spot. It's nice to make enough money on a trade in order to be able to buy some shares on a stock on this one. This is one that I'm interested in for a swing trade, if not possibly an investment. We'll see what happens. So I'm just kind of watching the stock price here. I only have 200 shares in it. I expected for this thing to do, given this big pop up. I think that was on Wednesday. This big pop up, this sort of gap and crap right here. I kind of just expected this thing to start trailing off to go back. In the long run, what I expect it to do, and it still could do that, but in the long run, what I expect this thing to do is to kind of come back down and then start moving up. So this is going to be a long-term thing, and I'm looking to average into this thing over the next few weeks. Not I really wasn't expecting to trade it, but it was moving, and so. It was tricky though because I just didn't expect it to make the move that it made. So okay, then we have AFRM. I have a level on AFRM. It touched it pre-market here at 121.80. It actually went as low as 121.49. So we'll see what the broader market is doing today. But I'll probably start a small position on AFRM today if I can get it at 121.80. Let me take a look at the level 2 here. Because sometimes, or not just sometimes, but often, TradingView won't have the correct price levels and price history on a stock that's moving really slowly. I'm not seeing a price pre-market here that goes as low as 121.49. In the level 2, I may have actually, so I haven't had it up in my level 2 long enough. The prices, I only get to see back as far as about 30 seconds ago since I typed AFRM into my level 2. So, all right. So there's not a heck of a lot that's really all that great that's on watch today. There are no, so in my large cap scanner, there are no large caps that fit my criteria to be on the scanner. And my small cap scanner, the best I've got here on the small caps is PHCF, PLT, PALT, and RCAT. Large caps are just things that I've been kind of watching for technical levels. There's nothing really moving and making itself obvious in the pre-market this morning. So, I'll sit back, I'll watch the scanner and see what kind of action we can get today. All right, so The SPY, if the SPY opened up right now, it would open up 0.21% lower than its previous close. The VIX, and there are a whole bunch of like short-term technical levels here. I've got 441 for the top of the gap that it made. Was that between the 17th and the 18th the 17th and the 20th of September? So we're back above that gap. It's still, the market isn't really out of the woods yet. Usually after a gap like that, this thing's got to leave this gap behind and go on to make a new high, like within the same amount of time. So let's see, we've got from this point, this high over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 11 days since it made this new recent lower low. And basically that means that the market has about 11 days until it needs to break through this high, or there's going to be more expiration to the downside. We are hitting a little bit of a soft patch right now in the economy. That should be discounted in already, and Q1 and Q2 of 2022 are supposed to be extremely high performing. So I'm still bullish. I think that this pattern will play out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right around the 6th of October is when I expect to see the S&P either make a new high or show us a new lower low. Okay, the VIX is in the gap. I think we'll see an elevated VIX for a certain amount of time. There's just a whole bunch of baloney going on politically, and just kind of some other various geopolitical stuff going on that I think is going to kind of spook the markets for a little bit. So, I think that we're going to bounce back and forth between this volatility and inside this volatility gap here for a while. And then we'll see what happens after it decides to pick a direction. I think ultimately here after the soft patch, the VIX, the fear index, will fall down below this red line here, and we'll start getting new highs on the S&P. Bitcoin, boy oh boy, Bitcoin is under a lot of pressure here. This is the Chinese, I'm guessing. So there was this close right here on the 21st of September below 42,000, and the next day, buyers came in and bought it up. And now here we have it dipping below 3 times, dipped below 42,000 3 times. This was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and buyers came in to buy it up. Anytime it dropped below 42,000, you can see buyers have come in. Will that continue? I don't know. I don't know how things are going to work out, but we're just going to have to watch and see. In order for Bitcoin to choose a direction here, it's got to make it above 52,810, or if it makes another close below 42,000, then we'll know the direction. Until then, it's neutral. Until it is able to break out of this range right here, Bitcoin is neutral. All right. So then the dollar is being really stubborn up here. I'm bearish the dollar. I've got a range on the dollar, a high of 93.56 and a low of 92.36. And if you get the dollar right, you get the general direction of the market right. So a stronger dollar is going to be more difficult. It's going to make it more difficult for gains on the S&P. And so here it's really being stubborn. It's really acting like it wants to go higher. It doesn't make sense because we've gotten, I don't want to call it a spike in the yields. We've got a breakout in the yields. And that means people are selling bonds, and when people sell bonds, they start going into the market. So this could be just a whole bunch of money sitting, people stacking up cash to sit on the sidelines until everything gets figured out. everything going on with the geopolitical, and the budget and the debt limit, the debt ceiling, and so on and so on. So I think people are just kind of going into cash, and that's why we're seeing the dollar strength the way it is, and we're seeing bonds run up the way they are. I imagine that as soon as we start seeing people go out of a cash position and into the broader market, then we will start getting more higher numbers on the S&P. So right now it looks like people are getting rid of their bonds and waiting for the right time to get into the market. All right, so that's my morning trading strategy session. Good luck out there, everybody. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at the recap. I am out.